Scientists say this is the most convincing alien abduction story ever. Betty and Barney were driving down the street one day when Betty saw a bright light. They blacked out, and when they woke up, they were 35 miles from their destination. Not only that, but time had skipped 2 hours. They started to have crazy nightmares about being abducted by aliens. So investigators put them under hypnosis and had an interview to find the truth. This is some of the recordings from when they were hypnotized.
Looks like a big pancake with windows.
They were screaming and scared. And Betty also had a substance on her dress that scientists said did not come from Earth. This is what they said they looked like. There's so much more. Do you think they were abducted? Like this video if you want a part 2. Giant monsters caught on tape part 2. Imagine you're on an airplane, looking out the window trying to get a video of the nice clouds, and you see this. A person flying over Zambia in an airplane started filming when they saw somebody materializing out of the clouds, a giant creature. The creature quickly looked, noticed, and then flew away. Now the person who took the video claims it's real, but other people say it's CG. What do you think, real or fake? That's crazy. Do you think there's giant creatures that live in the clouds that we don't know about? What could it have been? Like this video if you want a part 3. Facts you probably didn't know. Beluga whales have human-like knees. This would cause sailors from back in the day to think they were mermaids. Look at them things. It sort of looks like it swallowed a human whole. Wow, nature is weird. Like this video for more crazy facts you probably didn't know. A coronavirus cure might rely on one species, llamas. It was found that llamas have antibodies in their immune systems that eradicate COVID-19. These antibodies can also help with other viruses and diseases. The antibodies will be able to heal the sick and keep us protected. Who knew that the fate of humanity might rely on llamas? Like this video if you want more updates on the coronavirus. Wasp nest versus car. Imagine you're asking someone for a ride and this is their car. Jude Ferret, a wasp nest exterminator, was called in to get rid of this beast in someone's car. The car had been parked in someone's driveway and the wasp decided to take over. Wasps are known to make homes out of anything, and this was no exception. Surprisingly, he wasn't stung while getting rid of the nest. I would just burn the whole car. Throw the whole car away. Like this video if I should do a part 2 of wasps versus things. Stop waking people up. Studies are showing a lack of sleep or being disturbed by sleep can cause irreversible brain damage. Mice who were tested and sleep deprived lost 25% of their brain cells. Getting less than 6 hours a day is even shown to cause weight gain. Studies show that people who were sleep deprived ate more the next day. So the person who sent you this wants you to know, leave them alone when they're sleeping. I'm already fat and dumb from quarantine. I don't need you adding on to it. The giant murder hornet. As soon as we thought things couldn't get worse, they moved to America. Now they don't actively target humans, but if stung, it can be very painful. Their stingers can even go through beekeeper suits. A beekeeper named Conrad Berube said it was the worst thing he's ever felt, ever. He said it supposedly feels like hot metal being poured into your body. Oh, and their stings can be lethal, which means you could die. One sting won't kill you, but they kill about 50 people in Japan each year. They slaughter whole honeybee hives in a few hours. And we need bees to survive or we're dead too. But don't worry, the US is tracking and trapping these dudes right now, so we might be good. Like this video if you want more facts about giant murder hornets. We all drank our own pee at some point. See, when you're a baby, all the food your mom gives you has to go somewhere. So after about 2 months, the baby starts peeing in its own sack. The sack also contains amniotic fluid, which babies drink. So for about 7 months, you're drinking your own pee. Don't worry, all the bad stuff in pee is filtered through your umbilical cord and back to your mom. But yeah, you drunk pee and you loved it. This is a weird fact you didn't know. Everyone starts out as a female. See, fellas, when you're in the womb, your Y chromosome doesn't show up until 5 to 6 weeks later. So you really don't become a dude until 5 to 6 weeks in your mom's belly. Why do you think we have titties that we never use? So yeah, I hope you have fun knowing that you were a girl once. Cartoon facts you didn't know. Blue, that's a girl. Magenta is actually the boy. Tweety Bird isn't a girl. Tweety Bird is actually a boy. BMO actually has no gender. Can you guys please stop calling this guy Zelda? His name is Link. Goofy is not a dog. He's an Aberdeen Angus cow. Like this video if you want a part 2. Scary statues caught moving part 1. Now this man was in church when he caught this. Did it just move? Now some churches are known to come up with deceiving ways to make their statues move in order to get more visitors to come into their church. So do you think it was an animatronic? Check this one out though. Yeah, very creepy. So do you think these are real signs from God? Paranormal experts and video experts studied this video and concluded that there was no editing done. I'm scared. Like this video if you want a part 2. Animals Who Save People Part 4. Guy Lulu was a potbelly pig that was a present for a woman, but she didn't want him. That's when the mother took it home to raise it to eat for next year's Easter feast. One day the owner had a heart attack and couldn't get up. Guy Lulu never left her pen, but she sensed her owner was hurt, so she ran to the street. The pig then laid in the center of the road so nobody could drive through. He waited for 45 minutes until a guy stopped, and then he led the guy to the house. The man called the ambulance and managed to save the owner. As a gift, the pig received a donut with jam. Did you know that pigs are smarter than dogs and sometimes chimps? Kinda makes you wonder why we eat them. Like this video if you want a part 5. People who actually exist. Abby and Brittany Hensel. They were born with a condition that gave them 2 hearts, 2 lungs, and 2 spinal columns. This does not stop them from living a normal life. They're even teachers. My question is, who controls what leg? And what if one wants to go right but the other wants to go left? They've been like this since they were little, even learning how to ride bikes. A great example that you can overcome anything in life. Do they share boyfriends though? Like this video if you want a part 2 of people who actually exist. People Who Married Animals Part 2. Elizabeth Ho adopted her dog Logan and fell in love. She said she was a broken woman and he was an abused dog, so it was a perfect match. She said she gave up on Tinder and other dating sites, so she decided to marry him. They then got married on live TV. Oh, the times we live in. Like this video for a part 2 of people who marry animals. Dog facts you probably didn't know. Your dog may smell like Fritos or popcorn because of the bacteria that grows on its paw. Dogs can sense storms before we can. They're able to sense changes in the static electricity field. Sniffing butts is their way of a handshake. This is how they can tell gender, motion, and diet of that dog. Like for part 2. Weirdest couples in the world. Lu Yi from China. Now I know you're like, Khalil, why'd you only name one person? I thought this was about couples. Well, Lu Yi legally married himself. He said he'd rather marry himself than stay single forever. Maybe I should do that. So he cut out a cardboard of himself and wrapped a bow in it and married it. He said he doesn't like men, but he's a little bit narcissistic. Is this what they mean by you should love yourself? Like this video for a part 2 of weirdest couples in the world. Crazy Prisoner Last Meals Part 1. Peter J. Menil. Menil was a convicted killer and he confessed to all his crimes. He was ready to pay the price. But he had one request for his last meal. He went out probably how I would go out. He asked for 20 beef tacos, 20 beef enchiladas, 2 double cheeseburgers, chicken wings, a pizza with olives, spaghetti. Let's not forget about dessert. He also asked for a half a chocolate cake, half a vanilla cake, cookies and cream ice cream, caramel ice cream, and a small fruit cake. But you need something to wash that down with. So he asked for 2 bottles of Coke, 2 bottles of Pepsi, 2 bottles of root beer, and 2 bottles of orange juice. Maybe he planned to explode. Death by diabetes, anyone? Well, he got all of that and went out like a G. Like this video for part 2 of Crazy Prisoner Last Meals. Hair facts you probably didn't know. If you're thinking about shaving your head this quarantine, just know it'll take about 3 years for it to grow to your shoulders and 7 years for it to even touch your waist. Black hair is the most common hair color, and only 2% of the world has blonde hair and only 1% has red hair. If you're a redhead, you're pretty rare. You can actually grow hair anywhere except for your lips, the palms of your hand, and the soles of your feet. So if you got hair on your lip, you might not be human. Some people that have a certain tumor can even grow hair on their eyeballs. The best natural remedies to heal damaged or dry hair is raw egg, honey, coconut oil, or avocado. Your hair only grows about half an inch per month. That's only about 6 inches a year. Like this video if you want a part 2 of hair facts you probably didn't know.